Okay, so yeah, we use we either use SpareFoot or we use we have Google Ads. We have both. We have Google Ads and SpareFoot is what we have. All right, for this one, because this is, it's like, it's work to get this filled. The secondary market is more work to get filled up than a tertiary market, right? Because there's a lot of competition and stuff. And then primary market's even harder. But we're using Google Ads. We have, obviously we have a sign out there. We have Google Ads, and then we have SpareFoot. Okay, and then what we do, our trick on SpareFoot, so that it's not so expensive, is that we'll just put it at like a lower price. Because with SpareFoot, it costs you at least like 2 times. I think it's like 2 times the amount that they find somebody for you. Because SpareFoot, what they do is they market across like all platforms. And if somebody basically puts in like storage Valdosta into Google, SpareFoot is going to pull up your facility and bring it to the top. And then people are going to say like, okay, yes, I'm interested in this one. And then they find the lead for you is what they do. So it does cost money. I mean, I get it. It costs money to do that. So they'll charge like up to 2 times. So then, but what we'll do is we'll just be like, okay, if we'll just charge like, half the price or something. So we only have to pay SpareFoot so much money. And then after a couple of months of them being in, the tenants, then we'll just raise the rent, and we'll start raising the rents. We did one property like this where we bought like an abandoned facility, and I think like market rent was $60, and we listed it like for a 10 by 10, we listed it at $40, and we just like filled the facility up in like a couple of months. And then after it was like almost filled, then we started raising the rents. We just raised it like by $10 or something. All right, so that's kind of what we do. And then we had to pay SpareFoot like, $80 to get that $40 tenant in. Okay, so it's kind of expensive. SpareFoot's kind of expensive, but to lease up, SpareFoot's one of the best ways to go. And then also on the side, then you can start really getting your Google Ads going. And then Google Ads should really cost like, $10 to $20 per tenant to get somebody to be filled in. Okay, but that makes sense. Do I have an exit plan before I buy my stuff? Yeah. It's either going to be to refi out or sell it or hold it. Those are my exit plans. And every single facility probably has like a different exit plan, right? So just depending on what it is. Now, Valdosta, I mean, for us, like the goal, what we're doing right now is trying to pick up a couple of more facilities, because we need to have like mini portfolios is what we do. Before we sell anything, it's going to be a mini portfolio. Now, as of right now, you tell me if this is a portfolio. We've got 2 in Live Oak, 1 in Waycross, and 1 in Valdosta. So that's about like an hour. This is about an hour. This is about an hour. This is about an hour. So in this triangle, we kind of have 4 facilities, but I'm not sure like if I sell this, if somebody's going to want to buy those for 4 facilities. Otherwise, what we were trying to do is pick up a couple more facilities, like kind of in this area as well too, or maybe a couple in this area too. And then that way it could be, if they don't want to get down into Florida. Anyways, that's kind of our mindset. That's our thought process. Okay. And you pay SpareFoot for the lead. Is what you pay them for. Like they're going to bring the lead, and if they get it put into your system, because it connects to your back office is what it does, and then if it gets put into your system, into your back office, then they basically take the money out of your account for that. So it's like all kind of automated is what it is. Okay. How much cash flow do you do did you do in the last facility you bought after stabilizing it? We shoot for, I mean, honestly, our cash flow is like, we're shooting for 10% cash on cash return or higher. But I mean, the truth is like we're 100% privately funded. So for us, our cash flow is actually pretty good. But that 115 units really should be making, it should be making a minimum of $75,000 is what it was showing on the deal analyzer. But honestly, the truth is it should be making more than that, especially now, because COVID is really just, the average price for a 10 by 10 is 88 cents right now. All right, so just keep that in mind. But you can see that area is kind of really, it's like the outskirts of Valdosta is kind of a poorer area. So you could see even the competition, the prices were kind of lower and stuff. So so I think 70 cents a square foot to 70 to 80 cents a square foot is probably going to be like at your highest. So if we're making $80,000 then a year, then essentially it's valued at like, you know, so just like it says, $750 to $850,000. Okay, something like that. And then our expenses. So like if we're making 80, let's say making $75,000 a year on this facility, our expenses we calculate them at 38%. Okay, so you know, because we have a lot of overhead, we have like, you know, we have like 1,200 doors, so it like costs more for us. But so we're running our numbers at 38% for expenses. So you have your income minus your expenses is your NOI, right? And then minus your mortgage if you have a mortgage. And then that is basically your net income or your cash on cash, whatever you want to call it. Okay, does that make sense? So your income minus your expenses is your NOI minus your mortgage is going to be what your return is. Okay, so you always want to keep that in mind. You want to look at that when you're looking for facilities.